Dr. Hemant, first of all, thank you for joining today. And this conversation is special for me because I think our relationship has crossed more than 17 years. I cherish this relationship to continue beyond me and my family and you and your family. I think it's not about anymore the supplier and the customer relationship. It is the two gentlemen when they meet. I think once you said that we both are spiritual brothers. So this podcast is about meeting people who are on the verge of creating legacy. They came with a very small amount in their pocket, or they came with, let's say, the hardworking mentality, and today they are creating a vision for the younger generation. So, thank you so much.
Thank you, Bhuvan, for inviting me here for this podcast. And when you told me, I was started thinking that I will have to speak a lot. But then I have always been a person of fewer words, because once upon a time I heard that परिंदों की परवास होती है ऊंची, ये फैले हुए उनके पर बोलते हैं, और कुछ लोग खामोश रहते हैं अक्सर, जमाने में जिनके हुनर बोलते हैं. So I am a man of few words, but then I start talking only when I am in a class, and then I speak. But today I thought that I will be opening my heart out for some of the questions you'll be asking. So here I am. Let's start this podcast.
I think थोड़े में आपने बहुत कह दिया. So बहुत बढ़िया. In fact, let's get a little nostalgic and let's talk about your family, your siblings. I think Banaras is something what you are very close to. And I think the final one is, have you ever imagined that you will start a business? Because I believe you're still a professor by heart.
Well, I had a very humble beginning. I was born in a village which is 37 kilometers from Banaras, which is in the state of UP, Uttar Pradesh in India.
Yeah.
Today, I'm an instrumental in getting thousands of students graduating, post-graduating, and completing their doctoral degrees.
Oh, amazing.
But you'll be surprised to know that till 11 years of age, I did not have formal schooling. I did not go to school.
Okay.
I was born in a village where the nearest school was 5 kilometers away. So I will go to school one day and then I would fall sick.
Okay.
My mother was my primary teacher. She would teach me at home.
Amazing.
Only when I became, I think I was 11 years, and then family moved to Mumbai. My father was already in Mumbai. My grandfather from UP went to Mumbai in 1904. So he was in Mumbai, grandfather. And then my father went to Mumbai, and then the family joined. And then the proper formal schooling started. I did not have any academic records, but in those days, I'm talking about 50 years ago, I was given admission in grade 6 straight.
Okay.
Without completing grade 1 to 5. And but despite of that, I was the brightest kid in the class because I had come from very natural upbringing. I'm coming from a landlord's family, so we have got agricultural land. But then the proper formal schooling started when I was 11. But then the education was good. I went to a good school. I'm really proud of the school where I went to because that has given me everything what I have today. The love for literature,
Okay.
the love for dignity in human life was given in that basic academic foundation which I received in the school. I have got two younger brothers. Both of them are in Mumbai. It was my brother, actually, my younger brother. I must give the full credit of me starting my business.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Oh, that's
He's Satish, my dear brother. And I guess I was with Bombay University for 3 years, and then I came to UAE. It is not that I chose UAE. I guess UAE has chosen me.
Like all of us.
That should be the right way to put together. Because when I came, UAE was a very, it was the development journey of UAE 30 years ago was starting, and what UAE or Dubai per se is today is something which is unimaginable.
Absolutely.
The leadership in this country has given the direction. I am very much impressed, and I feel that journey of UAE and my personal journey goes hand in hand, and my achievements are similar to the achievements of Dubai.
Wow.
So when I came here again, the very next day I got a job. By the way, after teaching 3 years in the university, I decided to get away from education, and then I started working. And my job was in India Steel. It was a steel bright bar manufacturing company.
Okay.
I was instrumental in setting up the factory place close to Bombay, which is Nasik in Sinnar. So I was there almost a year. And then I got the opportunity to come to UAE. Actually, the place where I came was Sharjah. So my wife's cousin was here, and he said that, why don't you come and try something? Well, I came, and the very next day I found a job in academics only. And for 14 and a half years, I was teaching.
Okay.
And as if the teaching is the only thing I could do.
Okay.
I taught for various universities, programs which were running at that time in a way, because even the higher education was transforming in a way. Earlier in a way, for the expatriate parents, the only place to send their kids was US, Canada, Australia, UK, New Zealand. But today, Dubai is also becoming a destination for higher education. It is Dubai which has carved the higher education future for the generations to come, I would say. Now, so many or rather thousands of students are preferring Dubai for their higher education needs or higher education aspirations. So, well, after 14 and a half years, normally I say that only कि जब 14 साल का बनवास खत्म हुआ, then suddenly my brother came, and he once told me that यार तू business पढ़ा रहा है without knowing what business is. And that was turning point in my life. And then I thought of why not to do some business. And then obviously, since I was in education, so education became the first choice of me doing some business. I started a small institution, and today it has become IITians Education Group. Journey about my education group I'll tell you a little later, but my younger brother joined me. Rather, he was initially there with me for establishing the business, but then he had his own personal aspirations, and then he decided to go back to India, and he still regrets that he should have continued working with me, because he would have never imagined that the business would grow to this level. Rather, when we started, within 3-4 months, we did not get much of a success, and finally we decided to close it down.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But then he was working hard, and he was going, meeting people, right? We have very unconventional way of marketing our program. Which is one program, I would say, MBA. I personally believe in this program. Normally we say that it's our marketing tagline that if someone working in corporate has not done his MBA, he is a risk to the business. And, people normally fear risk, and then they think of opting doing this program. And that has been the secret of our success, that we have been instrumental in getting thousands of people registered in one single program that is called MBA, Master of Business Administration. I personally believe in this. The youngest brother, he was the least educated in the family, but then he is working in Mumbai. He's got two sons. My younger brother has got a daughter. They are settled in Mumbai. My younger brother's wife is coming from a very respected family, and he has a daughter. And my father was, I would say, it is said in our culture that it is the father whose blessings will always be on you. I still feel he is not there. I lost him at a very young age. He died at the age of 58 because of the brain tumor, which was found to be cancerous. And I lost him within 2.5 months. And despite of me having everything, I could not do anything. I just saw him dying, right? And my mother is the simplest person I could ever come across. So both my parents were very, very simple person. My father was like a sage, and the nicest person I could ever think of someone, right? Forget about thinking bad about someone, doing something bad to someone. You would never have thought something bad about anybody. Maybe his blessings is always with all of us, and he always wanted me to become a banker.
Okay.
So always, while I was doing my graduation, he wanted me to, write those banking services examination and become the banker. But the destiny was, defined differently for me. So I came to UAE after finishing my education, and then, as I said, I was teaching here, and then Satish was instrumental in me setting up Al Tariqa Management Studies, the foundation of the IITians education group.
So I think it is something, I think people say that the path to success is not a straight line, and I think I can see that there are many coincidences. I think Meenaji is also to be credited because her cousin made to come to Dubai, and I think that is one thing which is, I think I can see. One lesson, what do you think mother would have taught you, which has gone well with you today also?
My mother was not a very educated person, but she was my first teacher, I would say. Till I was in till grade 6, she used to teach. And the best thing I could remember about her, she's still there with me. She's in Mumbai. One thing which I could always remember about her is her simplicity. Even at 12 o'clock at night, if some of my friends would come home, right, she will get up and without any complaint, she would cook food for them. So her simplicity and she has always, inspired to work hard.
Wow. Okay.
So that has come from the family, basically. My father, my mother, both have been very, very hardworking. My mother was a housewife. It was my father only who was working. But I think that has come in the family. It is not that any other reason. I believe in women empowerment, but I wanted my wife to, take good care of my children. I've got 2 sons. I'll tell you about them later.
Yeah.
But if she was not taking care of the family, right, good care of the family, rather I would say excellent care of the family, I would not have become what I am today.
Amazing. Okay.
So whether it was the first 14.5 years here in UAE, but I moved my family to London around 17 years ago for my children's higher education. Actually, I just wanted them to get the best education. So both of my sons went to the the top 100 universities in the world. My younger son finished his bachelor's from Durham University. He finished his master from Loughborough University. My eldest son, Gaurav, he did his master's in investment banking from Henley Business School, and he topped the university. I'm very proud of him.
Wow. Very nice.
Now, both of them have joined me here in my business, and they're strategically associated with various growth story of ATMS education.
Fortunate, I think I'll say our father today is fortunate one where the children come back, they join, and they have also got very well educated, and specifically coming back from London, because London has its own charm, not easy. So congratulations, Dr. Hemant, for that. I think moving on, what have you been teaching for the last 1 was period? What has been your favorite subject?
Well, I'm trained to teach accounting and finance. And for, I would say, for 3 years in Mumbai and for 14-15 years here before starting ATMS, I was teaching accounting and finance only. But at some time, I found opportunities in some of the universities to teach some unconventional subjects like strategic management.
Okay, you talk about that.
And I fell in love with that module.
Okay.
And then if you ask me today, the subject which I would love to teach is strategy, not finance. Finance at times becomes very boring to teach. Accounting is also a very dry area.
Yeah.
But it is the strategy when we talk about various strategies of different successful corporations, right? It becomes very, very interesting in the class. And mostly in today's classrooms are not the way we had studied in our university, right? It was one-way communication where we are made to listen to the lecturer, right?
Yeah.
But today, we are not teaching, we are facilitating the discussion in the classroom. And our average age of our students who come to do MBA with us is 36 years. They're not 21-year-old freshers like in India. So many of them bring their years of work experience in the classroom, and it becomes very, very challenging at times to teach them. I would remember Dr. Fayaz Al-Badri, professor who had, I guess, 2 PhDs and person who has written books on project management. One day he came out of the class and he told me that, Dr. Kumar, today's class was like very, very challenging because I had some students, those who are working in multi-billion-dollar Dubai airport project. And today they taught me certain things in project management I did not know. So teaching those mature students where you're facilitating discussion and when you are coming really prepared to teach in the class, right, becomes a lot of learning as a professor or as a teacher.
In fact, teaching is to teach and basically learn twice.
Yeah.
And I think with that regard, I think you have learned many times. And to be very frank with you, whenever I meet you, I always find you a strategic person because you are always making a strategy. In fact, once I was privy to the strategy which you are making for the next, I think, 1000x for your business. So I think this happens. We all start somewhere, but then we start falling in love with something else. And there I come with you again. How did you?
Before we proceed, Bhuvan, I must say that there was another module I taught few years ago. And I was really amazed with teaching that module. It became my second love. And though I do not get opportunities to teach those modules, but you know, if any day some professor teaching that module is not available, I would love to go in the class and teach.
Which is that subject?
Yeah. And that subject is business values and ethics.
Yes, we have to.
It is really unfortunate that we have to teach that module.
Yes.
It is really unfortunate. In the business programs, we have to teach that module, business values and ethics, to our students, our future managers, that they need to be ethical. I must tell you a personal experience in this regard. Several years ago, I went to Riyadh to teach this module. Obviously, the professor who was supposed to teach, he had some last minute issues and he could not travel to Riyadh to teach that module. So I had to go and obviously to teach that module, first of all, you have to educate yourself.
Absolutely.
And then for almost 2-3 weeks, it was great learning experience to myself. What I did was I took a questionnaire from American Institute of Certified Public Accountants.
Mhm.
It is on ethics,
Mhm.
where it has 10 questions and each question has got 4 options.
Okay.
But only one option is most ethical.
Yes.
Out of the ethical dilemma you will get.
Yeah, and they're very, very close to each other. Very
And
different.
very, very close. But
Yeah.
only one is most ethical.
Absolutely.
For every option you take, right, you get points. And your points, once total, it gives you a score.
Yes.
I told in the class that you don't need to just be very, very honest with yourself, right? And just calculate your score and keep it with yourself. But after the test, which got finished in 10 minutes, and then I just said, if some of you would like to tell your score, I'm fine with that. And then the lowest score was 40, and the highest score was 90.
Okay.
So obviously, I had to advise the student getting 40 that he has to seriously work on his ethics. But I asked this question in the class that, how is the score 90? And all the students in the class, they started clapping for him, right?
Can't be the case.
That 90% is the highest,
Yeah.
is the highest score in the class.
Yeah.
But then I had to teach my student a lesson on that day. See, you cannot be 90% ethical.
Absolutely.
Either you can be ethical
Or you can't.
or you are not ethical,
I'm with you.
right? So, and that student also, right, who was a CEO of a large hospital in Riyadh, he also learned that lesson that you need to be ethical. So, I would say that we all need to practice ethics in everything, particularly those who are working in the corporates.
Absolutely.
They will come across ethical dilemma everywhere,
Hmm.
whether it is in HR, whether it is in finance, whether it is ethically marketing, or even setting up a factory where you know for sure that some of your activity is going to damage environment.
Yes.
See, in ethics, what happens that there are stakeholders.
Yes.
And let's say, for example, your factory is going to damage the environment, right? One of the stakeholder you must take into consideration is the future generation who is not present to defend himself or herself. So we take that company is a stakeholder, staff is stakeholder, investors are stakeholder, right?
Yes.
But apart from that, the future generation is also the stakeholder.
Yes.
So some of the large corporations, I have got a full study of that, and in Santa Clara University, there is a Markula Center of Applied Ethics.
Wow.
They come across so many unethical practices of the corporations across the globe, right? You'll be surprised that should we say that we are all humans,
Yeah.
right?
And sometimes.
So unethical practices, particularly those large corporations, I would say the so-called large corporations, going and doing many unethical things in third world countries, right? So we always give this lesson to to our students that, well, when you go back to the corporation, make sure that you are instrumental in absolutely having corporate social responsibility established in the organization you join, right? And if you think that something is not happening properly, right, you should be the whistleblower.
Absolutely, I'm with you because we are the first human, and that is the difference between the animal and the human. In fact, in sales, I always ask people, should we lie? And I think the one thing which people always go wrong, and I think that is why the people have this fear, because I think it's a very common thing to buy and sell. It is really, we do that every moment we are selling our ideas. And I think if you don't lie, that one power of ethics, I think one of the ethics, and plus I also will quote Buffett here. So we read his book on corporate governance. People think the share market is all about just buying a share and it's like a gambling, but it's not. It is actually those companies who have the highest corporate governance and they have lasted. There is a saying that built to last. It's a very good, beautiful book, good to get. In fact, that same Dr. Saab, that good is the enemy of great. It's a very good line. So I think I'm happy to hear about that business ethics. In fact, I thought a class has started. So yes, I think that has also one thing to cherish between you and me, that ethics is something very important. Moving on to going forward, the way you have built your assets, and I think one thing I have noticed in my conversation with you, somehow there's one more love apart from teaching, and that's real estate. I would like to ask you, how is that built up? Is it something you want to leave right now and but it's not leaving you? Or is it something that you have realized that I also don't want to leave it, but I don't want to get into it, but somehow some good news comes in and then you again get into it?
Bhuvan, I must tell you the truth now. So, I don't know to what extent it is true, but Sanjeev Kumar, one of the finest actors in the industry, in the film industry. I was told this story by someone. I don't know to what extent it is true. So when he started his career after his first film, he felt that I don't know whether the second film is going to be successful, third film is going to be successful or not. Whether the first film itself is going to be my last film. That's what happens in the film industry. So I guess he started buying taxis. So maybe after the success of the first film, he bought 2 taxis. And in the second film, he got another taxis, right? So thought that I don't know whether it is good. So at least I will keep on earning some money renting those taxis.
I wish they're in New York. I want a lot.
Secondly, another film star. He is a good actor. He's not a very big film star, but he was asked that he was thinking always that one day if I become successful, I'm going to go to all good restaurants and eat a lot of food.
Okay.
So sometimes I feel that in life, what you are deprived of, sometimes your passion is carved through those deprivation, I would say. So trust me, when I came here, I came with an idea of buying a house for me in Bombay.
Okay.
And then
you all do that actually. Yeah.
What happened then? The love for house started. What happens then? You from one house, when you become successful, you buy a second house, then you buy a third house, then fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. But unfortunately, what happens now? I have realized that the real estate is the most illiquid investment.
I hope.
Trust me, whatever real estate I have purchased, I am not able to sell them.
Okay.
Whether it is in Mumbai or whether it is in London, or rather, as a matter of fact, whether it is in buying real estate is very easy, but making it liquid becomes very, very difficult. So, despite of all that, if I see a good house,
that's my point.
And then again, I fall in the same trap.
At least 10 years I've been listening that. Now I'm not buying real estate.
I've been telling you that I will not buy.
And I'm the one that arranging the finance or something.
So sometimes I disposed of some of the investment just to buy some real estate. So, but now trust me, I have realized that if I had invested that real estate in some good financial assets, right, it would have given me a better returns.
I'll take you the pinch of salt because now the colleges will be the real estate. That's what is happening, right?
Yeah. So
I think it's absolutely fine as long as it's serves a purpose.
It gives another sense of satisfaction that, like for example, I have had some bad financial investments as well. Obviously not through you, from some unscrupulous financial advisor. Without knowing my needs, they came and advised certain things, and there I lost a lot of money.
Yes,
then at least in real estate, your money is not going to evaporate in thin air. I agree. You're going to see those assets in front of you. It is there. Yeah. So all the real estate which I have bought, it is still there. Right? Nothing have evaporated. unlike some of the financial investments. So yes, maybe that is one of the reasons why I've been investing. There is absolutely no other reasons. Even in London, what happens that if you have money, right, you will buy your first real estate and which you plan to make that place as a home. But the next year you earn some more money and then you want to upgrade that. Then you buy a second home, then third, then fourth, then fifth. But unfortunately, what happens is the previous homes which you have bought, you are not able to sell them.
I'm getting to your issue now.
Yeah,
So I understand that.
and that's what has happened in most of my real estate investment. But now I have learned my lesson. I don't promise you that tomorrow I will come across some real estate and I really like it. So all the real estate I have bought in London, the next one was definitely a better home than the previous one. But that previous one I could never sell. And currently, particularly because of the economy and because of the other factors, economic factors, London real estate is in a lot of pressure. So it is difficult selling it there.
As long as the rental comes in, I think that's fine. One day.
Rental in London is another sad story. The 3 properties which I have rented in the recent past, one tenant is staying in my apartment without paying any rent for last 1 year.
Oh, that's...
The previous tenant, who was a banker, she also did not pay for 6 months. Now, court case was initiated against this person, right? 4 months back, we have got eviction order. But because of the legal setup in London, still that tenant we have not evicted because the court has to send the bailiff and bailiff is not available. So you'll be surprised.
Oh.
So maybe it is not very good for me, but all rental experiences with us in London was a horrific story. It was nothing less than. But yes, what I have heard, what I have experienced in Dubai, very, very regulated. I have no bad experience at all renting my real estate in Dubai, or as a matter of fact, renting my real estate in Mumbai.
Yes.
There has been no bad. Renting
I think
real
that has been better for you in Mumbai because
Yeah,
you
yes.
also got to record some songs, I heard. What was that experience? You were one of the tenants.
I have few offices, and in one of the office, one music director, they had taken it, and they had started their career. So they came and they told me that, we are just starting, so we will be able to pay only this much rent. And I said, okay, no problem.
You've always been okay, I know.
I always believed in,
people.
helping people to establish business. Rather, in all my capacity in last so many years, I've always tried helping people to, because my experience of starting business, doing business has been very, very good. And I want people to, at least once in a lifetime, right, they should do something entrepreneurial, because that's the only way to do something good for yourself, your family, and the society at large, and for the economy, for the benefit of the economy, because it is only the business sector which is helping the economy,
Absolutely.
I would say, creating employment opportunities for the others. So, I'm forgetting what you said.
No, so I think that the songs you recorded,
So,
how come that experience? And it was a hidden desire?
In one of the in the building where I have this offices, all filmy people, particularly those post-production people, have taken it on rent, and this is the studio where they record songs and other music activities. So one day I just visited them, and then he said that you would like to record something. I said, so my passion for poetry, my passion for so I recorded something which was a poem, and
Anything you'd like to recite today?
well, if you ask me now, it will be
It's only you and me.
Yep, I have the recordings. I'll share with you.
Sure.
Maybe in this podcast you can play that. That's
We
not
can,
a problem.
yeah, definitely. So I think moving on to back to the education, and this is now the challenging part. Starting the business is easy. So Satish, your brother, has been instrumental to start the business. But let me tell you, my journey is also that there are many fathers of success. But at the end of the day, when you are driving the business through, like starting a car is the most important thing, but then running is also not easy because you have to drive long. And I have found that the struggle is all we go through, and I'm sure you could have gone through a struggle. So, what are some challenges you have faced? What should be those 3-4 challenges you can share with us so that the younger generation who would like to start can learn from those experiences?
See, business without a challenge
Is not a business.
is not a business, right? So one thing which is constant in business is the challenge, right?
Absolutely.
Sometimes it is everyday challenge. Managing finances, managing human resources, and particularly in the highly regulated business I am in, which is higher education.
Yeah, the high risk paying business as well.
So the regulatory part of it,
Yes.
right? Managing the regulation, managing accreditation, it's very, very important.
Hmm.
So that also becomes challenge.
Hmm.
Like when I, for me, there was a backward integration I did,
Hmm.
taking over a 26-year-old highly ranked business school in Australia. So we were marketing some American, some British universities MBA program here in UAE, and then the opportunity came to partner with an Australian business school. Let me name that. It was Chiefly Business School.
It's from 11 to
26
15, I think.
Yeah.
Period 11 to 15, yeah.
26-year-old school with 17,000 graduates, right? First we partnered.
Wow.
And the partnership started very well. In 6 months, we could enroll hundreds of students in the program. The being an Australian accredited qualification, right, and highly respected, and 17th ranked in Australia, higher than many public universities' MBA programs,
Awesome.
right? And I took over that school. I must admit that we keep on teaching corporate governance in our MBA programs and how important it is.
True.
But unless you practice that, you will never understand what corporate governance is.
Very practical of it.
So my learning of corporate governance became completed only after owning Chiefly Business School. I owned that school for 4.5 years and finally selling it to Torrance University. If you visit Torrance University's website now, they have Chiefly Business School, right? It was owned by me once upon a time. But what I learned was the corporate governance. I tried making it successful. If you ask me, one thing which I'm very, very proud of is owning that school.
Okay.
Because that school has had degree awarding powers.
Okay.
Powers to award an MBA, a Master of Business Administration and Master of Project Management qualification, a master's degree, which is very close to my heart, as I told you that. MBA is close to my heart because I believe that everybody, rather in last several years, 20 odd years, I would say that we have had few thousands doctors, pharmacists, nurses doing a program called Master of Science in Healthcare Administration. It's basically MBA in healthcare.
Okay.
So now you might ask that why a doctor needs this qualification? At some point of time in their life and career, what would happen is that they would not be practicing medicine. They
Yes.
will be managing things, right?
Correct.
And for that purpose, they need management qualification.
Yeah. Okay.
And in the MBA program or in Master of Science in Healthcare Management, which is 80% an MBA only, right? We teach 12 functional areas of business where you are trained to take the right business decision. And as I say, in this program, we train people to take the right business decisions, right? Which otherwise you are not trained in engineering or in medicine. to run a healthcare center or a hospital or, as a matter of fact, any other business entity. So in this program, we teach that. And then we also teach you one thing, that if there is a business problem, there is a solution.
Okay.
If there is no solution, it's no problem. And if there is a no problem, that should also be taken as a solution. So that's what
Very nice.
that's what I have learned while teaching this program to our audience, right? And that's what sometimes we teach certain things which is practical in nature in our program by inviting various guest professors from the industry.
Yes.
Recently, after my younger son joined me, Ashutosh, many of our modules are rather, in last few years in our online programs, the entire program is taught by British University professor.
Yes.
Thanks to COVID-19, I would say that, though that was devastating for many businesses,
Blessing.
but I would say that COVID-19 was a blessing in disguise for us. It has changed many things, and it has also changed one of my perspective that in future, the brick and mortar buildings to teach management, to teach business, social sciences, art, etc. would not be needed,
Absolutely.
except engineering or medicine,
The physical.
where physical labs would be needed. Any other education could be taught by using the modern technology.
Absolutely. I agree.
So we also adopted technology in delivering our program. And what has happened that we are able to take professors from several countries, right? Because program is going to be delivered online, right? So we are able to get the best professors and that way we are using technology to deliver the program. So business is full of challenges, but at the same time, it is the leader, or as a matter of fact, the CEO of our educational institution, the president of the institution, right? And sometimes I say that I don't have any work to do in the office, but only to take certain strategic decisions, right? So those decisions need to be evaluated. And basically, two things I would say, finding solutions to the business problems. And secondly, which is more important, is the risk mitigation.
Amazing.
Because business is full of risks.
Absolutely.
The very definition of businesses,
Yeah.
that something which is making you busy, number one. And number two, it is full of adventure. The outcome of the business is not known. So today you are in business, tomorrow you will not be in business. Line of demarcation is very thin.
Absolutely.
Right. So managing from being in business and going out of business is what is called a success.
Absolutely.
What is the major task of a CEO, I would say.
Absolutely. I'm totally with you. In fact, the more you go up, in fact, they say the top is always slippery. And the more you go up, I think I always tell my employee that I'm chief servant of this company. I think we all are here, and it's not ever about busyness. It's all about doing that hard, difficult part, which will take the whole battalion behind us ahead. Just want to go back to again Chiefly Business School. What one line, if you can give one line, that the mistake you can say, and how we as an entrepreneur, or tomorrow you go back, and I wish you go back and acquire Chiefly Business School again, or probably get a college or a university which can certify and give an MBA degree. How will you tell me about that? What mistake you'd not like to repeat again?
Unfortunately, what happens in business, many a times, you are not given opportunity to repeat a mistake.
Oh, okay.
You will not get that opportunity again.
Okay.
Right. I would say that my last CEO in Chiefly Business School was Mr. Simon Finn. I must give full credit to him. Mr. Simon Finn was a federal minister in Brisbane government. After 5 years of being a minister, he was looking for a job, right? And this happens only in Australia, I used to tell him.
I think Rishi also is now with Mumbai.
Yeah. So It happens in Australia, it happens in UK, it happens in US as well.
Yes.
That I have seen that people in those capacities, they go back to the public life and start working. It doesn't happen in India.
It'll happen soon. I'm very positive.
Yeah. Because even
things are changing.
Corporator would be coming with making money for himself. So I must tell you the story. If I had Simon Fenn from the beginning of when I took over, right, things would have been totally different. And I was telling you, the biggest lesson which I learned in Jiffy was corporate governance. So what we realized that while we are going behind success, right, certain very, very important things goes unnoticed.
Yes.
Let's say some certain important things goes, we ignore them.
Yes.
And one thing, what got seriously ignored was that corporate governance.
Yeah. So I think getting the right person, getting the policy, I think sometimes we have this mindset that let's do it. And then it's very difficult to go back. Actually, in the complex things, we can't really go back.
So, my CEO, the CEO then, and my commercial manager, we went to Vietnam, and we signed with several universities to enroll few thousand students every year. And then we came, and then there was a letter from TEXA, the accreditation agency, that you have ignored these things, right? And then we realized that this got ignored, right? Which was basically corporate governance for highly regulated higher education provider. So that was a mistake. I would say that if I get the opportunity to take over another B school in Australia, right, from day one, we would look into the crux of a regulated institution, that is taking good care of the corporate. Even I would recommend that for any business organization, corporate governance is so very important. When I had full-time 6-member advisory board, and the 6 great people came on our board, right? In every board meeting, there was some learning lesson.
Awesome.
There would be some, one of the director would point out certain risk areas, which if he had not pointed out, we would have ignored.
Okay.
So that's the requirement of a proper board, where there is, in the advisory capacity, that finally as a chairman, I was having the absolute powers to take the decision. But then sometimes, we don't see certain facts, we ignore certain facts, right? And which becomes a serious risk for running a business.
Absolutely.
And that's what had happened. And finally, it became so stressful for me that, the very first opportunity came, and in those days for me, certain challenges I had, because family was in London, I was here. I had to go to Australia for 10 days because from Melbourne, we expanded to Sydney and then Brisbane, right? In 10 days, I was at 3 locations. And then I will come back to UAE. Then I have to go back to London, to visit my family. So every 6 weeks, I was going to London. And we had the operations running in UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. So I had to travel. I was at the airport at one point of time. I was at the airport at every week. So it was getting too much for me. And I had developed frozen shoulder.
Yeah,
and it was very, very painful. First it happened in my right hand. And then
in your office, we used to get it. And then again, an injection, which was very useful for Australia. Again, I think
So because of it was not a major health issue. I'm happy that I'm keeping healthy routine. So it was getting too much for me. And then finally the opportunity came, and the very first opportunity, I sold that school to Torrance University. And this takeover was supposed to be announced by Mr. Bill Clinton, because Torrance was owned by Laureate Group, and in those days Bill Clinton was the chairman of Laureate Group. So this announcement was supposed to be made, and I was supposed to meet him in Australia.
Oh.
It didn't happen because
It happens.
Hillary was running for presidency, and then Bill Clinton had to resign, and it didn't happen.
I think
So,
I think all the failures are just telling us that we are not. We have to put in the right effort, and I think we are ready for it. I'll talk about one more incident which I remember.
sorry to interrupt you, Bhuvan, that businesses having only success doesn't happen.
No.
There would be some failure, but that failure should come as a learning lesson.
That's very
Every
human.
failure or every challenge, whatever would come, right, that is going to teach you something. But the difference between a sensible person and the other category, it is legally used, so please allow me, it is not unparliamentary, is idiot, is somebody who is repeating the same mistake. So, as a sensible businessman, right, we need to learn from our mistakes, right, and we don't repeat them. So it's very, very important the way how you see.
In fact, Dr. Hemant, I think so. I could go back to office and work on a computer, but I spend a lot of time meeting people like you, and I think that's the network where I learn from you. And Charlie Munger said that it's a terrible way of learning by doing your own mistakes. The good people, the great people, they learn from others' mistakes, and that's one more idea. And the one more reason that apart from having this legacy, celebrating the legacy of this relationship, that the younger generation, my children, your children who come or who will be watching this podcast, these people should not commit those mistakes. And to that series, I think I also remember one incident, and I would like to ask this question because whenever you meet somebody, they might be from IT or from a very good educated background, but everybody would like to start a restaurant. I'm sure you recall.
Well, once upon a time, even I thought that I must, it is getting too much into one business, right? I must diversify. I also did fall to that. So I also started, I also came into the restaurant business. I tried building a brand. And then I thought that I must have one restaurant, one of each emirate, right? Thankfully, I did not start with 7 of them, but I started with 2 of them, one in Dubai, one in Sharjah.
I was there with you the day you were closing it down. So my question is, what happened, Dr. Hemant, that the naive people, when they see a crowd, so I'm coming from a Bania family, and when you go to a place and you see it is doing well, you say, let me own it. Now, there was a past, I have done my mistake of owning a karate center. The person was wrong. And there are successful stories of, by the way, I have this also one very important thing to share with you. I've seen all the rich people who become $1 billion rich, and they all go through health issues, whether it is Birlas or whether it is Jindal. And they all start opening the naturopathy centers. Very few actually practice in their life. And then this is a trend in Dubai also nowadays. So similarly, what happened, this restaurant business is it looks very easy. It is not. What I want you to share with, again, the failure, the learning, so that the generation who start the restaurant business, if all they want to, do not repeat those mistakes. So if you may. So how it started quickly?
The reason for starting that business was wrong, I would say.
Okay.
I started the business because I love food. So I started restaurants because
you should
passion.
Should probably have liquor license also. That was missing.
So I would say that the reason for failure of the restaurant business was different because I appointed 2 hotel management graduates to run the 2 restaurants.
They were educated from your college?
No, they were not. They were having experience and having hotel management degrees. So I thought that to keep experienced professionals to run the operation, right? But they were young guys. They did not have many years of experience of running a business. They were part of operation. but then certain things comes, like what I have seen that I met Ranveer Barar very recently.
Okay.
Yeah, he is having his festival city. He has opened up his restaurant. So I'm sure, and I would wish him all the luck. And it is going to be successful because of one reason, because he is coming from that background, right? So he knows in and out of that business. Like, for example, maybe one of the reasons I would say that little success has come to my business is because 17 and a half years before starting this business. So I knew, when you are in that ecosystem, you identify the gap in the market, right? And you start filling that market gap. And you understand that how you will be able to manage certain risks,
Yes.
right? So some of the risks which I could not management in restaurant, that I did not know that your food cost should not be more than 23%, and my food cost was 60%. Can you imagine the raw material cost?
Okay.
And after when I closed down, then only I was talking to one of my friend, acquaintance, I would say, that he said that how come it is 60%? It should not be more than 23, 24%. So I said, no one told me. I said, unless you are in the business, right, you will not know certain secrets, right, which is the recipe for making a business successful. So you need to be in that business. You need to understand the nuances of that business. You need to understand certain finer points, which an outsider will never know. So in restaurant business, I was an outsider.
Yes.
And that was one of the reasons for, I would say, failure. And within 11 months, I would say, I didn't sell my restaurants. I closed them down, right? And that is a long story, probably. This podcast must not be having that. We will be having time constant. Otherwise, I would be telling you the whole story, that why I did not sell. I decided to close it down.
No, thank you for sharing. And I understand that the one lesson I learned is that you should be studying it well. The second is that the food cost percentage is very important. I know people who have now 8 to 10 restaurants, but 30 years, they have only one to make them. Basically, there is a good saying by Chinnan and Swami Chinnan that in business or in life, hasten slowly. I think here also, if I'm not wrong, you had only one branch for roughly 10, 15 years before you started spreading in the world. And I think that is the common mistake all of us do, that we would like to go everywhere and there be suffer.
See, the very next branch, the very next outlet will have its own challenges.
Absolutely.
It took me almost a year to understand Australia.
Yes.
The people working in the organization, are different there. I'll give you one story I would like to tell you. I told my commercial manager in Chiefly to try for certain things. I should try this model. And his immediate response was, what is plan B? And I had to tell him that as a commercial manager, English has got 26 alphabets. I'm giving you plan A. You find plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E, up to plan Z to make my concept successful. I must share with you that we used to have weekend classes here.
Okay.
Despite of Friday, in those days, Friday used to be weekend, we were running our MA classes on Fridays, which is a weekend, despite majority of our students being Muslim, right? They used to come, and during prayer times, they will go out and pray, and they will come back to the class. So I said, why not to keep in Melbourne, in Sydney, in Brisbane, the classes on Saturdays and Sundays, because that's the weekend there. And the very first resistance which I got there was that, Dr. Kumar, it is Australia. Nobody will come on Saturdays and Sundays.
Okay, they were like that.
And it was just the resistance. Yeah, there is a change in the management style you could have in, because I have got experience here in UAE, right, and sometime in India. So we have top on management. every management decisions will come from the top management, and people need to follow the instruction. But in Australia, it doesn't happen that way. You have to take them in confidence first, right? You have to build consensus, and then only you could ask them to implement certain things. So whatever I would say, I would always come across some resistance. No, this will not happen this way. It doesn't happen this way in Australia. So it took me almost 1 year to understand the culture there,
Okay.
understand the psyche of the employees, understand people that in what way I will get the work done. But then I insisted that no, you must try this. And you'll be surprised. I told them that you try. You invite people for the seminar, weekend seminars, which we used to have it here.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And you'll be surprised that in the very first meeting, 35 people came in Melbourne.
Oh, wow. So
In the first seminar.
Okay.
And the experience was successful, right? And then we started this, we had extended the same thing in Sydney and Brisbane, right? And we started enrolling students exactly in the same model we used to do here anyway.
Okay.
So, well, yeah, every new venture,
Yeah, absolutely.
right? Even it is expansion in the same activity, right?
Yes.
Like running a restaurant in UAE and running a restaurant in Australia will be two different things,
Yes.
because you are catering to the needs of two different cultures. So, it takes time to understand that culture.
Absolutely.
And
I think the culture is the most important thing. I think we all need to.
it's one of the challenges, I would say. It is
Yeah.
one of the challenge, and to become successful, right, you need to understand the needs, requirement, and the cultural aspirations
Absolutely.
of that particular place.
I'm with you. So now moving on to, let's talk about the marriage life, and I think Meena ji has been the silent partner. I have spoken to her. Probably Varsha had a good experience to talk to her. How this marriage has flourished, because today I'm sure successful people, the one thing people always warn me that he'll become more successful, the divorce is on the card. So I think your marriage is more than 30 years now.
I think we are married for 32 years now. We were married in the year 1993. It's 32 years of successful marriage, I would say. Because I have met a life partner who is committed to marriage, who is committed to family.
Yes.
These days, that breed is in short supply, I would say. I'm coming from the generation, I would say that was the last generation.
No, you have to have to find a daughter-in-law. So I'm sure you find one.
But my elder son's wife, Baroni, was my daughter-in-law. Fortunately, I would say that she is also having the same perspective, right? And she is coming from a family which values a traditional Hindu marriage. The word which you said, divorce, right? In Urdu, there is a word talaq. In Muslims, it does happen. They call it talaq.
Yeah.
But there is no substitute for talaq or divorce in Hindus. For your information,
Amazing. Wow.
right?
Mm.
So
Okay.
it is basically relationship for 7 birth, they say.
Yeah.
Whatever differences we have had, it has never came to a point where either she would think of a divorce or I would think of a divorce. This has never come to our minds, I would say. Maybe because of the upbringing we have had, right? When we were growing up, we have not come across many divorces happening around us, right? If you are married to a person, you are supposed to spend rest of your life with that person, and that's what, as a Hindu, I'd say. Unfortunately, it does happen. I must say that in my Australia office, except one person, I think everybody had a second wife.
Yeah.
In Australia,
yes.
right? And the same thing is prevalent in UK, right? Every person I would be meeting, the person would be having a second wife or other sometimes third wife. My academic principal was married at the age of, I think it was 65 plus when he married second time. So, let me just tell you about my wife. So, I must give the entire success of me, whatever I was able to establish, to her and my younger brother.
That's right.
Had she not been taking good care of the family, had she not been a person who will be the first to sacrifice everything. She stayed in London for 12 years.
Oh,
And I was here, right, expanding and managing my business, right. If she had not sacrificed those 12 years in bringing up my children, it would have been difficult for me setting up anything, I would say. So all her sacrifices, I would say, all her support to me, and obviously in their case, she supported me establishing a business, did happen just because must give full credit to her.
awesome. One quality you think you would like to admire and even tell that this is something which is the most lovable quality of your wife?
See, husband and wife will have differences, should have differences. But the one quality, since you have asked me, I must tell you that in 32 years of marriage, she has never ever lied to me.
Awesome.
So, I've come across many,
That's not easy.
many people, right, where wives have lied for certain things. There was no reason to, right? But whether I feel good or whether I feel bad, right, she would never lie to me. I have never come across any situation. So whatever is the truth, whether it is good, bad, devastating, right, I must know that. And it is up to me to take decision, whatever it is. So one thing which is, I would say today that when after teaching business values and ethics, I have come to this conclusion that सच बोलना अपने आप में ही किसी तपस्या से कम नहीं.
क्या बात है. क्या बात है.
Whereas I, being a practical person, right, I believe कि कभी कभी सच जो है वो एक बहुत बदसूरत सी चीज है. कभी कभी उसको झूठ के अच्छे कपड़ों की जरूरत पड़ती है, राइट. तो अदरवाइज बहुत ज्यादा सिचुएशन में लोग सत्य को एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर पाते. तो ये और बात है. बट जहां तक मेरी बीवी का सवाल है भाई, उसने मुझसे हमेशा सत्य ही कहा है. एंड व्हाट आई हैव अंडरस्टूड दैट फॉर हर the most important person in the world is me.
Wow.
And after me, it is my children.
Amazing.
So, let's say, for example, if I have taken a decision, whether my children, they're grown-ups now, but whether they like it or not, but Papa ने कह दिया है तो यही होगा.
Yeah.
She has never opposed any decision.
Amazing.
So that these are few things, right, which given her a special place in my heart, which should always be. But as I said, husband wife हैं तो उनके बीच में differences रहेंगे ही, और बहुत सारी चीजों में हमारे differences रहे हैं. But ऐसा कभी ख्वाब में भी मैंने नहीं सोचा कि I will ever be able to separate from her. The so-called divorce और सो कॉल्ड तलाक, हमारे हिंदू संस्कृति में उसका कोई पर्यायवाची शब्द नहीं.
वेरी वेल सेड. इनफैक्ट आई थिंक जो हम और आप गिर पड़ के सीखते हैं, मैंने कई बार नोटिस किया है कि मेरी वाइफ को पता रहता है. इनफैक्ट एथिक्स एंड वैल्यू ऑल दिस टाइम वाज योर बेटर हाफ, बट ऑल द व्हाइल यू हैव टू रीड इट, गो थ्रू दिस लेसन्स टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट वाओ, दिस वाज जस्ट नेक्स्ट टू मी. सो आई थिंक ऑन लाइटर नोट, व्हिच इज योर फेवरेट मूवी or a book or the cuisine? Like you also said you are very fond of food, so which I may ask you and you love the most?
Well, I would say I love Indian cuisine.
Okay. Oh, that's a great.
Though I have no reservation, like I can eat anything. I am a non-vegetarian strictly, but I do love all kind of food except beef. I don't eat beef.
Okay.
For obviously religious reasons. And but yeah, there is no reservation as far as food is concerned. That led to me starting my own restaurant.
All of us have that story.
Yeah.
So, which one dish do you think you love the most? You can eat every day.
Well, don't take it that the love for food, but dal and chawal I can have every day.
Wow.
If you say that, there is, I can never say that dal and chawal kabhi bhi. मैं ब्रेकफास्ट में भी दाल चावल खा सकता हूँ.
Very good.
So I remember when I was in college. So I early morning at 7 o'clock I have to start from home to attend college. Normally I will be coming late in the evenings only. So you will be surprised that I hated to take tiffin. I didn't want to eat in front of other people.
Okay.
So I hated taking tiffin. So my mother would cook dal, roti, chawal, sabji early in the morning. And at 7 o'clock, 7:30, I will have my full food, and then I will go to the college and I will come in the evening.
Very fortunate. I think that generation is fortunate that mother used to. Now, maids are available.
And I don't remember my mother was ever feeling that today she's tired or she's not going to work. It has never happened a single day that, even as I told you, that even now she's become very weak now, but earlier, 10 years ago, anybody would go, even at any time, at odd hours, right? She will get up and she will prepare food for everyone.
Awesome.
Even my children, my wife, they cherish certain dishes, which is not very common from North India. She would cook and everybody would enjoy it. So, yeah, my wife is strictly vegetarian. My eldest son became vegetarian. But we all enjoy good food.
Great. So then moving on to, I think, now I'll ask you something about us. I think 17 years plus we know each other. I'm fortunate to even teach in the college and even do some sessions. And I think I also have love for teaching. I think you are seeing me now doing so. What has made you to stick with client first, apart from values and ethics? Because that's definitely there. There are many people came in between. Many people came after me, and I have been hearing those stories. And then we become successful. And I think, I'm sure next 10 years, just another milestone for all of us. So what is your thought about us? Why have you liked us more?
See, don't take it otherwise won't, but many times I say that as far as those financial marketeers, those who are coming from different banks and selling you some products, right?
Yeah.
So very late I realized that, some पहले डाकू जो थे घोड़े पर आते थे, अब कोट सूट पहन के आते.
I'm happy I'm not wearing a coat suit today.
But I remember 17 years ago when I met you for the first time, right? And we developed probably liking for each other. And it is the relationship we have built, And one thing what we built is the trust factor. Right. As of today, I would say that why I'm investing with you is because I have developed a trust that Bhuvan is not going to offer me something which I don't need. That's number one. And number two, if Bhuvan is not going to, or client first is not going to offer me something where only client first benefit is there.
Never.
As a consultant, right, we are working together for mutual benefits.
Yes.
I cannot say that only I should be benefiting out of the investment you're suggesting. No, it should be for mutual benefits, right? But when you start placing your client's benefit before your own personal benefit, and I really love the name of the company, Client First.
Thank you.
The benefit of the clients first, and then if he's benefited, then I'm getting benefit, right?
It's other way around.
This is a very great business philosophy, and I'm sure it is going to bring great success to you and to your company. So, one factor I would say that this long relationship is due to one factor that we have established trust. I'm sure you have to call me for one product several times. I'm a very lazy person in that way, right? Like Varsha had given me some papers, right? Trust me every day. Okay, today I will go and I'll get it signed and I'll send. But then for last 2 weeks he has been following me, right? Yesterday I took the printout, right, and I took it home, right, and when I started seeing the paper, there were so many signatures. So, anyways, so one of the good reasons I would say on that we had, and I would say that whatever investments you have recommended in the past, except in the beginning where it was learning lessons for both of us, right?
I totally agree.
We had some bad investments, I would say, but since you have understood my needs, right, all the investments you have recommended, right, which we have done particularly in the IITians and the Business Excellence Fund you have recommended, I have got benefits only, and I'm very, very happy with whatever investment you have recommended. Even with your personal portfolio, and I wish you all the success for that. Right?
We'll do together, go.
Yeah, and in that also, in last 2 years, I've been investing in, and I've seen growth there, right? And so I'm happy with having this business relationship with you, and I'm sure it is going to grow.
So let me give you some background. So how it actually happened out of Hemant. So I have a very, very peculiar line. I tell that all the bankers are bhayankar. And the reason is that we're actually brokers when we come to you just for let's say the greed for 2% or 3%. And even that is also okay. But when that leverage come into the play, and we have not seen a 10-year journey of every 10 year you see the cycle turns, that like 20 it happens, 22 it happens. So I think Buffett or Munger says that 3 things should be avoided: the lady, liquor, and leverage. So I think you also said to me once that the one advice which you cherish the most, that don't take leverage. So what happened when we started this business? I realized that being a banker, I will not be able to have a good relationship and also grow together. And I think this is very important, and that's the gap we found, that everybody is here just changing the bank, or they would just like to have a transaction done with you. But why to go to the market again and again just for the sake of selling a product? Why can't there, for example, the best investment I will say you have done is your business. And if something else you would have done, let's say a property giving you 5, 6, 7%. And if I can come in between as a client first and make this 7% return better to 13 or 14, I think that's what a client is looking for. And that is what we found the gap. And as you said rightly, we want you to benefit first and then we get benefit. And if the mutual benefit is there, then only relationship will survive. Yes.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. One important advice which I now strictly and very, very strictly admire you for that, and that is no leverage.
Thank you so much. And
this leverage business is basically, unless you understand the product very well, is contributing to the greed, right? And in investment, you should have fair returns, right? You should not be greedy.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you something. You rightly said that I am going to make money in my business only, which I understand,
Yes.
right? I'm not putting my money to make it 2 times or 4 times or 10 times. No. I'm just placing my investment to create wealth for my family, for its future needs. Right? The objective is not to make extraordinarily big money. If by any good investment, if it is coming, it is well and good.
It's already happening, by the way.
Yeah, it has happened. But the investment goes seriously long if it is done with greed, if it is done with leverage, right? these two things was never there. But I understood the bad effects of leverage only after going through some investment getting bad, really bad.
No, I think I have witnessed it, and I feel that all of us, people who are listening to us today, that one thing they avoid. In fact, Dr. Hemant, now I get into different trouble. People are forcing me to take leverage. And I was telling, the whole world I'm telling that when I was giving people 5%, they were happy. Today I'm delivering more than 15%. They want 30%. And there actually we all go wrong. In Ramdev
yeah, they said there, I would like to, I'm in no capacity to advise, but all these things which are, by the way, I've started studying Vedas and some
Nice.
Upanishad. So there are 108 of them.
Yes.
I have reached to 11th one now.
Amazing.
In that, out of few, the greed, right, is bad,
Yeah.
and it is somehow going to affect you someday,
Big
right?
time. Big time.
So even if in your investments returns, right, let it grow organic manner.
Absolutely.
Right? If you're going to have greed, then you are exposing your investment to certain risks, right?
Absolutely.
And with that greed, it is quite possible that your full investment is gone, right? So try maintaining the wealth with reasonable returns,
Absolutely.
right? The leverage might double or triple the return, but my advice is
No.
totally against it, right? And as for several years back, I think a few years ago, the moment you said that no leverage, from that day, trust me, I've never taken any leverage. And I would never take any leverage in my life.
Very happy. Very happy. Dr. Hemant, one thing you believe we should do more, or we should do so that you will love us more.
I think you have got good people in the group, right?
Thank you.
At least once in a month or once in 2-3 months, right? Let's have an investors meet where people discuss. Like, for example, it's very, very good that Mohan was there yesterday, and we are just planning to invest some money in the Indian equities, right? And we discussed 5-6 companies, and where he was explaining that why this company.
Yes.
It's very, very important, right? Let's say, for example, your investors sometimes investing money because they trust you, right? But you have to build that trust more. That why. So what would happen is that they also become the part of the decision making process. That, well, I'm aware of this company, right?
Yes.
This company has been selected for its merits,
Yes.
right? So once you build that confidence, right? For example, like the companies, we just spoke about 5-6 Indian companies, and then he explained me that why this company, right? And I told Mohan one very important thing, that while you're talking to the CEO or the owners, make sure that this company or this organization is being run ethically.
Yes.
That's very important thing.
Yes. So that's our first thing.
Yeah. So once let's say the company says, where could you go wrong? If you will go wrong, it becomes my responsibility as well, because I will also be selecting similar companies only.
Yeah.
So once you pass on this confidence that your investment selection is passing all those ticks for right investment, right, people would trust you more. So that would be my recommendation, that to gain the confidence of the investors, right? It would be good that you tell why you are selecting a particular investment, and that way you will have more trust from people.
Sure. So, Dr. Hemant, I think so. The Dharohar we talk about Dharohar Capital Partners. I think the whole parameters are being derived from the founder's portfolio and the client first. And I think you said about selecting. I will say about rejecting, because the way we do it is that reject, and then because I think there is a saying that if somebody who loves to drink, and if a glass of whiskey is there, it will definitely go inside. The best thing is not to go there. So what we do is that when we only have on that table those limited companies, we are, even if we do mistake less on the valuation, because everything else has been ticked, and then only that those companies are there. So only mistake which can happen is the execution mistake. And we're happy to talk more about it. Happy to, because we've been telling everyone about why a particular company has been taken to the portfolio, and we will definitely do it more often and make sure that you have a significant skin in the game. Because we strongly believe that if people just come for the trust, one day it will break. But if they come knowing that why they have come, this is gonna be the ownership of the relationship. And I think that even if it did not bring a lot of success, we will be cognizant of the fact that things may go wrong, and yet I am gonna make money. And that is why out of 5-6 investments, always 1 or 2 do not work, and that's fine. So we'll definitely take your advice and work on it. I think we come to the end of the podcast, and I have a very funny way of ending it. That what do you love the most, if I ask you?
Well,
And I would like you to be brief. Let's say one word or one line.
you can't just simply love one thing. There are
Most. I think you don't have a pet. I could have told you about that. But what one thing you love the most? Like favorite pastime?
Love also keep on changing, I would say. But these days, I think I'm in love with my granddaughter.
Oh, what's her name?
And her name is Vedanshi. I have named her.
Oh,
So name had to start with V. So I gave the name Vedanshi because I was studying Veda.
amazing.
I thought she's the
Wonderful.
Ansha of Veda, the part of Veda. I named her. So whether I'm going to office or I'm coming back from the office, right? Whenever I see her, it gives me a different energy. It ऐसा कहते हैं कि शुष्क जन्म प्रकृति का चमत्कार है. तो वैसे ही वो लगता है जैसे कोई चमत्कार जैसी लगती है. तो the one thing, if you ask me what I'm loving the most at this point of time, right, has been has been my granddaughter. But I have had different love at different time, whether starting from the love for literature, love for poetry, love for Urdu shairi in particular. Has all still I think I will be. I still would remember thousands of shares, thousands of ghazals, which I keep on reading, keep on.
Very good habit of reading. Yeah.
So that's the thing. As I said, recently I've started studying Upanishad, and I guess all these modern days Babas, they all are referring only to some part of Upanishad.
Absolutely.
They just
All the
combine
minds.
certain things. I think all the knowledge, we are lucky to have the Vedas, which is more than 4,000-5,000 years ago was written, but still it is relevant. Luckily I have just reached to the 11th Upanishad only, but in the first 10 only, which is out of Rig Veda, I feel that, oh my God, is there any knowledge,
No.
Gyan, which is not out of this? Everything is out of that only. So, and if you start practicing that, knowledge is one thing. If you start practicing them, right, you will have a very peaceful existence. As you know, we are nothing in this Milky Way, which is just one Milky Way. It's just the smallest element, right? But you have come in this life with a particular purpose. Many of us are fortunate to achieve the purpose in your life. I feel that I'm very, very happy. And if you ask me that whether I would like to have the same life once again, so I will be happy to have the same life once again.
Okay.
And I'm very, very contented now with whatever I have done, whatever I have achieved with my family, 2 able sons, and most importantly, my wife and the people around me. Unfortunately, what has happened is I don't have any friends. I came very early, and they say that you make friends only in school and colleges.
You made one in the college, I know.
You don't make friends later on. It will be acquaintances only.
Absolutely.
Some are good acquaintances.
Yeah.
Some are very good acquaintances,
Yes.
right? So it is acquaintances only.
Yes.
But I always, sometimes we meet, we talk business less, and we talk about other
Always.
things, right?
Always.
But that time being spent,
Is invested well.
it is invested well, and I have though I don't drink, but whenever I drink, I need a company, and you have always been a good company for me. Having, making me have
silent
whiskey
company, I'll say.
at the lunchtime.
So let's have a toast for that. And I think I'm very happy and great talking to you, Dr. Hemant. And I think with your future, the most important stakeholder with Anshi now in the family, I think all the decisions which you take, which we help you to take, which we together take, let's wish all the best to all of us. And thank you for talking to us. It was a pleasure knowing you more and recording this as a legacy to be remembered when we will be not in this world.
Thank you, Bo. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
this discussion. It was really, great revisiting myself once again, because when you told me about this podcast, I've started thinking about the last 3 decades just
In 1.5
in 1.5 hours. It's difficult, but we tried covering few areas of mutual interest, and first and secondly, I would wish you all the best
Thank you.
for success of Client First. And Mohan told me something yesterday, and I told that the person who knew Bhuvan 18 years ago, right, 20 years ago, for example, one is not the same person today, right? It is, we all evolve, right? And one has been successfully managing some successful people's resources, funds, right? So it is a journey for one as well, for his success, for other success, right? If somebody feels that one is still the same person who was 18 years ago or 19 years ago, then they are in the self-induced coma, I would say.
Now I understood that point well. Okay.
So, I was telling him on the story yesterday that a lady woke up after 20 years of coma, right? When her daughter was 1 year old. So, when she woke up, then she started searching that 1-year-old daughter. And there is a girl sitting in front of her who is 21-year-old, and she is not able to recognize her. And her mind is not making her accept her, right?
Yes, this happens at home very, very often.
So, people should, those who knew me 20 years ago, or those who knew you 18 years ago, right, they should
They get shot. They get a shot.
see that, we change, the world changes, and those who are going through the pace of the world, right, with desire to be successful in life,
Yes.
they would become successful, right? And people should accept the fact that we all change.
Yeah, it's important.
Thank you, Bon. Thank you
Most
for
welcome.
this podcast, and hopefully this would be give some inspiration to some people, particularly in my business journey.
Absolutely. There's so many, I think, the more audience is there with you offline, which probably will come online with this and definitely will message you. That I think is great, knowing you more. So I'll be happy if something like that happens and people know you more.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.